Can I do a Yahoo?
Yeah.
This one's sent in by Adrian Cowles. Thank you, Adrian. It's from Yahoo Answers user Brit, who asks, what is some advice you wish someone would have given you before starting your own clothing business?
Oh, don't open that chest. It's cursed.
I don't know how common.
Well, I went into great grandmama's attic to look for
your
clothes
business.
to look for clothes that I could sell. It was a consignment business. And
so
I found
were robbing your just to start from the beginning.
Oh no, she's super dead. She's real dead. Just know I'd been in the house for a while, and I was like, I know great grandmama has some old clothes up there that I could sell for consignment.
Yeah.
And so I went up there looking for clothes, and I found that old sailor's trunk. And I said, there's probably some cool old sailor clothes in there. And I opened it up. And first, let me say, there were some cool old sailor clothes in there, but also a scary sailor ghost. And so I had to contend with that for a while. And eventually, the only way I could get him to leave me alone is I had to make him a silent partner in the business. And now he gets 50% of every T-shirt I sell. 50%. And that's really draining my profits, frankly. And my overhead is over my head, if you know what I mean.
Did you think about putting him back in the trunk and dropping the trunk into the deepest darkest waters of the ocean? No?
I tried, but it showed right back up in my living room. And then I burned it, and it was right back there. And then I gave it to a friend, and it was right back there. And the only way I could get him to go away is the 50-50 partnership.
Right.
And the worst part is sometimes he does show up at the shop, and he tries to make, like, interior decorating decisions. And he's like, I think that the pants rack would do better over there. And I'm like, fuck, Stuart.
But
get out of here.
He does have a good point.
Listen, I know, but at that point, it's like a thing, you know? Like, I don't want to give in to him because then it's just going to make him feel entitled to come back. And he kind of bosses my employees around, and I don't care for it.
I think that I wish somebody would have stopped me before I cut holes in the back of all the pants to make little holes that people could poop through so they don't have to pull their pants down in the toilet.
But those were a hit for a while.
But then I was psyched, Travis, the week that like people started to post about that on TikTok. And they're like, you got to get these butthole pants. And I was like, yes, I've made it. But then the following week, nobody came in. And I realized I was just sort of like a novelty to them. Like, well, the
what
pants
do you
I had
changed?
Made, the pants, it was I guess they thought it was a joke. And but jokes don't stay funny for very long. And then it was like not even like a practical thing that people wanted. So then I put patches on them, but the patches
it's just regular bad pants.
Now there's just bad pants with a patch on the back. And
I wish jokes stayed funny for longer.
Yeah, I know.
So we didn't have to do this every week. Can you imagine how nice it would be if we could just say like, no, those other jokes are still funny.
Yeah, those are the jokes.
Go back and listen to them. They're still actually pretty funny. They're just a week old jokes. It's still pretty funny. Go back and listen to those again.
I bet there are people on Earth who still haven't even heard them.
That's possible. They're funny to them. Sharing their laughter. You know what I mean?
What about you, Justin? What's something you wish that someone had told you before you opened your clothing business?
Hold on.
We've already done cursed pirate chest, and we did butthole cutouts. You can do this.
I tried to get the multi-scarf thing going. It was one scarf, but I pre-knitted them together to get that Johnny Depp, Steven Tyler look. I did not appreciate three things.
Okay.
One, that look would become unfavorable much quicker than anyone could have possibly imagined. Two, people like to mix and match their various scarves to create a new multi-scarf look every day. It's an expression of their own personality. I should have appreciated that, and I didn't.
Now,
the third thing is crumbs. You know, you have separate scarves. You enjoy a Long John Silver's chicken tender meal, 3 pieces, 2 pieces. It doesn't matter. You start getting crumbs in there. If the scarf is all stitched together, if it's several scarves that have been merged, that's the ball.
Now you got birds.
Now you have a bird problem. That's what happened to Brenda Fricker. Everybody knows she had one of my multi-scarves.
She ate the chicken.
The pigeons, the pigeons won't leave her alone.
You get the fries in there. You get some of those crumblies, you know, where they've just fried the fat, like just put some batter in there, you know, and the birds love the batter. They batter up, and then they will pick you up and fly you away.
I wish somebody also had told me that there already was a store called Lids.
Yeah.
Because I'm open. I paid all that money for a store at the mall called Lids. And then I made all my shirts that says, like, I'm a happy Lids employee that I made all the employees wear.
Yeah.
And then they, I got a very terse email from the Lids owners of the real Lids. And they said, hey, you can't do that. And so I said, what else am I supposed to call it? What else am I supposed to call my shoe store? And they're like, you're what? And I was like, yeah, dummy. They're Lids for your feet.
And then Griffin took the war to them.
Yeah.
You'll probably read about it in the paper, but Griffin went to the Lids when the store was empty, and he threw a Molotov cocktail in there.
Yeah.
Except he messed it up and he didn't do it right, and there was somebody in there, but he didn't do the fire part right either. Yeah. So it was just a broken bottle on the floor.
And it was just soda. It was just a bunch of cola.
They made him come back and clean it off.
And then they said, you did such a good job cleaning. Do you want a job here? And now Griffin works at Lids.
Yeah. Well, no,
he works at Lids in the mornings and then Lids in the evenings.
Oh, I did have to change the name of my store, and I did change it to Feet Lockers because it's like little prisons for your feet. I also decided like you're locking them up. You know
what I wish I'd known before I started my clothing business? I wish I'd known that people liked airbrush shirts made to order. Because I just made a whole bunch of them ahead of time that said, like, Deborah and Tommy together forever. And it just said that one thing, like a lot. I made like 600 shirts that just said Deborah and Tommy together forever. And it was T. It was the letter T and then the letter 2 and then together. And then it said F and then the number 4 and then ever. And people pointed out that looked like together and forever. I didn't even think about that.
Well,
and also I don't know anyone named Debbie or Tommy, and I don't even know if they're together.
Yeah. You were able to salvage a little bit of that, though, when you scratched out everything except Deborah, and you did put in a sort of crude caricature of Ray Romano, and you did add like 8 more A's on the end of Deborah.
And that's how I made my first million.
Hey, gang, hey, fam, I would wear the fuck out of that shirt. Picture of a caricature, fucking Ray Romano, and it just says Deborah on top of it. Yes. Lock that up. Man, but here I go again. Fucking Lids too. You can't just do that.
Isn't it weird how the Calvin peeing on stuff took off, but Ray Romano screaming Deborah never became like a thing you saw in the back of trucks and like ski-doos and stuff?
Yeah.
Or all the ones of Ray Romano very realistically, like photorealistic peeing and you see it from the front, so it's like coming at you.
Yeah, or Ray Romano kneeling down before the cross.
Ray Romano peeing on Peter Boyle. I wish that I had...
Ray Romano kneeling at his wife's grave just saying Deborah, but in a sad way.
Yeah.
Deborah, period.
Lower
Deborah.
I wish...
Or what about the ones where there's like a bunch of E's instead of a bunch of A's, so he's just saying Deborah.
Deeb. I wish before I made my unlicensed Pickle Rick hot pants that I had Googled what that character looked like. Yeah. It has a face. That's number one that I should have accounted for. Because right now I have a lot of shorts with pickles with hands and feet and no face. Yeah. And I can't convince people that they're this Pickle Rick they're wild
and also, Justin, you did kind of lay the letters out in the back so that a lot of them went into the butt crack. So when people wear it, it just looks like it says Pick.
Yeah, it's not
That's
good.
Not great.
I really wish somebody would have told me to check the kerning when I did establish Griffin's tank top so that it didn't look like I was trying to sell Griffin stank tops because those went over like a real lead balloon.
I just wish people had told me how litigious Ray Romano was before I did all this branded content.
Yeah. It's really important to him that people thinks his penis and wiener looks a certain way. And they don't like it when you make a sticker of him. He
also said he wanted to decide when Deborah died and how. Yeah. That was really important to him for the character. It's like he had a whole... If they ever get to make another season of Everybody Loves Raymond, most of it is going to be about how Deborah dies and how the character of Ray reacts to it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he let me in on it. It's gruesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of Damocles has been swinging over Patricia Heaton's head for some time now. And it's probably why she turned out the way she did.
Well, Ray told me that he was kind of envisioning a spin-off series in which Ray became a mentalist like like crime solver, and there needed to be something that fueled him into that, and it did involve Deborah's gruesome.
What if instead the series he had been the lead suspect and he had to find the person that did it, and it was called Everybody Hunts Raymond. It's just all the different government agencies working together to bring down Raymond.
Or
your police officer, tell us where your brother is.
It's led by his brother for reasons that are clear, and by his stepfather for reasons that are not.
Mm-hmm. Everybody loves Raymond's blood because within it lies the pathogen that will cure the world's ills.
Yes.
Yeah. Bearded outdoorsman Joel has to lead his charge, Ray Romano, through a zombie-infested wasteland because Ray Romano's blood may be the only hope humanity has for creating a vaccine to the zombie plague.
And then I heard that in the 4th season of Everybody Loves Raymond, it was basically going to be like no one had been pregnant for a long time, but now Ray Romano was pregnant, and they were going to call it Children of Ray. And it's like, then it just seemed like he was just kind of doing what different like post-apocalyptic things. There was one where it was called Ray Box, where it's like Ray's in that box, don't look in that box.
Did you see 28 Rays Later? Thank you so much for listening.
The Walking Deb. Wait, The Walking Deb.
Wait. Travis burst into the door. Wait, you can't
The Walking Deb.
The Walking Deb reopened.
What about the day after Romano?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We very much appreciate it. One more quick pitch. The Max Fun Drive is
for another Ray Romano show.
For another Ray Romano show that I just came up with. That is gonna do it for us. But the Max Fun Drive will keep on going for a little bit longer.